Hello everyone, we're still testing the order blocks for the upcoming add-on. It's called the Toolbox for Metagrid, for my trade manager, my grid manager. And the order blocks show where we expect a reaction in the market, and we are testing it every day at the moment. And the question today was it possible today to trade the euro pound, even with this strong pound news? You know, Mrs. May announced today that she will shift the Brexit votum in the Houses of Parliament, and she will again talk with the EU. And this gave a big reaction today on the pound pairs. And here you see the euro pound on the H1 time frame. You see the big reaction here. And the question now was, did the order blocks gave today winners or only losers on such a strong day? And we will see it now, and we will test it now. As you know, the green lines are buy order lines, where we expect that the buyers come in and they are laying buy orders, and the red lines, there we expect that there are sell orders in the market, or that the traders go out of the market, and we get a reaction here. And what we do, we trade this with grid. This means we make a grid of more orders, and we hope that we can get more profit if all of the grids are activated and in profit. On the H1 time frame, we only look for zones. This means we want only to trade places where the lines are close together. You can see we have here, and on the sell side, this is a sell zone. We have 3 red sell lines close together. We would trade this zone. Then we have the next sell zone. We have these 2 red lines close together, and we have the bank sell level in this zone too. And the third sell zone is this here, where the 2 red lines are really close together. And if we wanted to trade buy orders, if a price comes down, it's a little bit more difficult, because you can see all these green lines are very close together. So normally we had to trade the whole zone here, and this is a too big zone, so we only normally would trade this buy zone here. It's close together, and it's not a big area like here. But price did go up today, so we would trade this zone, and this zone, but we don't do this on the H1 time frame. On the H1 time frame, we only look where we see close together zones or lines. We trade the order blocks on the M5 time frame. So we switch to M5, and we go to the beginning of the day. Here the day started, as you can see. Price here begins, and if the day starts, the new order lines are painted on the chart, and here around we could easily plan our trades for the day. And if the day started, we see this first zone here, as you saw it on the H1 time frame. So what we do is we place our pending orders, and we make a grid between this and this red line. We want to fill this complete zone with sell trades. The first entry, and this does Metagrid of course automatically if we use it, but I will show it here by hand. We place the first sell entry a little bit deeper as the first red line, and then we fill the rest of this zone with sell trades too. So we make here a pending sell, we make here one, and we fill the complete zone with sell pending orders, and here. And then we want to see that one or more of the sell trades are activated, and then we collect the profit if price begins to turn. So what happened? The price came here around before London Open, or here's London Open. So with the London Open, the price came in our sell zone. Here the first sell trade was activated, the second one, the third and fourth. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one was activated too. So here, if price was here, 5 of our sell trades were activated. This last one was not activated, price come not that far, and then it turned, as you can see, and on this moment all our activated sell trades are in profit, as you can see. And if this happens, then normally I close a part of my trades maybe around here. I had then closed this first trade in profit. I closed this here in profit, and this in profit, and of course this here in profit. And this I can delete because price came not that far. So only this order here is still activated and running. And I secured this trade with a stop loss. For example, I could place around here a stop loss, a break-even stop loss if price comes back, that I don't make or lose money here. So we place here our stop loss and let this last trade run to see how far we can go. And as you can see, if we here close the rest of the trade, then price began to go down around here 15 pips. But if we measure it out from our trade here, here's the opening of the trade. So we could make maximum around 28 pips, but I think we would not close it perfectly here. So we see price comes down, then we see it begins to retrace, retrace. So we say, okay, we stop it, we go out here, and we had made with our last trade here around 20 pips, and the whole sell zone was a perfect trade. Our other grids are in profit. This single one here made 20 pips. So perfect, the first reaction on our sell zones here. And if we had traded a zone, this is not fresh anymore, we don't care anymore. So this sell zone is over now. We have our trades, and if price comes back again back to this area like here, we don't trade it, of course. It's done. This area is now done. The next area we want to trade after this is this zone here. You can see we have here our next zone, and price was then here. We could easily hours before place our trade, our pending orders. So we again place a pending order a little bit deeper as the first line, and then of course we fill our zone here with more sell orders. It's a smaller zone, so maybe we make here one and here one, and as I said, Metagrid can do this automatically for you. And then you can see price comes here in this zone and activates this and this and this order, and then with the next candle even this order was activated. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and this time we had 4 sell trades activated. Then price began to go down again, and here is the moment all of our 4 sell trades are in profit. So what we do is we close 90% of our grid. This means we close this here in profit, we close this here in profit, we close this here in profit. This here was not activated at this time, so only this one is still running. And again, I make here a break-even stop loss that we not make lose money if price comes back. And as you can see, price then come back, and we are stopped here out with our last order. But the other trades of our grid were in profit, and again we collected on this area money. And this is the important thing. We don't know how far we come. Here we came really far away from our last trade. Here we get stopped out with our last order or last running trade, but this is totally okay. So this zone is done, not fresh anymore. We don't trade it anymore, and now we look where we can trade next. And the next zone is here. You can see 2 close lines together, and if we had such a close and small area, we make our grid a little bit higher as the zone itself. So we can easily place our next pending orders hours before. We place our first entry sell here. We make maybe 2 additional sell trades in this small zone, and because it is so small, as I told you, we can make the grid higher. So we place 2 sell grids above this zone too. And let's see what happens. Then price shoot it through our zone here, and all of our orders get activated. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sell trades at this time in place. All 5 sell trades are activated now with a little bit drawdown for all 5 trades here, and then price came down, and at this moment here around here, say this candle, this was very close, but with this candle here, all our 5 grids are in profit. And what do? We close the first here, we close this one, we close this one, and everyone is in profit. We close this one, and the last one again, I set here a stop loss for break-even trade, that we don't lose money, and we wait how far we come. We are here at the moment, and this is a secured trade, and then the day is at the moment here, so you can see prices here, and this last order is at the moment 27 pips in profit, and the New York session ends in around 2 hours. So maybe I would close it here at the moment with 27 pips, this trade here. And if you measure and add all the trades we had today, we had no losing trade on this difficult trading day. This is very important. All of our free zones gave with the grid trading profit. And this trade here alone, this single last order made 27 pips, and if you add all the pips together from this day, I'm sure we made 70-80 pips here with this pair. And we had a very stressless trading. It's total mechanical. You know exactly where to place your trades, where you place your grids, and hours before there is no stress, and you wait until you are filled. And of course the question is here, when would we get out of the trade? Of course you get fear here if you see this and you see, okay, the next candle goes higher until here, and then it begins to retrace, and then it goes against higher. This is typically a market situation. The market makers want to make you fear and feel fear, and of course you want to go out here and say, no, I don't think this will work out here. But you have to be patiently and wait. Of course, if we get here 4 or 5 more green M5 candles, then we have to think about if this maybe is a loser and we close it all, but this happens very rarely. And even if it happens, if you trade more pairs, you collect so much money that you don't care about one loser here, and it is not happen very often. And you can see this is a very difficult day today with the big pound news. And I'm sure that in such an uptrend, remember this, we have a really big uptrend. And in this uptrend, we make our money with the counter trades, with the trades, sell trades. We made the money with the sell trades on this sell zones. This is very nice. Very often we see it in another way. Of course, if price had first here shoot it down and then the big shoot came up, we had of course made money with the trend. In this case, we made the money against the trend. So the question was, could we trade this today on this difficult day with the euro pound? And the clear answer is yes. And we had free trades and free winning trades. This was the today video for the upcoming order blocks for Metagrid, the add-on, the toolbox. It will be released at the end of the month before Christmas. And you see, this is a very stable mechanical way of trading. And of course, these lines do not repaint. They are fixed on the beginning of every day. The only line which moves is the bank sell and bank buy level. I will explain this more in detail in a other video. But the sell and buy line from the banks are calculated by volume and many more. And during the day, this level will come closer and closer to the price. But in the moment, you can see here, if the candle touches this sell line, this bank line, the line will stay here and not repaint anymore. It will stay here and not move. But what we do with this bank sell and bank buy levels, I explain in another video. Important for you to know is that our sell and buy order blocks do not repaint, do not move. They stay from the beginning of the day until the end of the day. Happy trading, have a nice week, and stay safe.